learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watches coming into June 18th, 2020, and the stock market has reacted to Hertz and the SEC. I want to talk about this and what happened because today was a very mixed bag. A lot of things happened, and you could even see it here with the market. We didn't really do much, especially compared to the last few days. Again, people were worried about volatility last week. Everything's coming back, the second wave, then it goes up and down, then the Fed and all of this, and today was probably the most calm day before we started seeing things actually pop off. So I want to talk about what we saw today, what it means for the market and everything else, but then also what we need to be watching for coming into the end of this week and even watching ahead for the next few weeks. So we had a lot of stuff today, more Jerome Powell, all that. I'm going to go over all of that, recap it, tell you what I'm looking for and what it all means. Again, there's a lot of crazy stuff, even with Hertz. We're going to talk about it. I'm even going to make a video for you guys this weekend. If you're on stream, you heard me talk about it, but it's starting to make a little sense. But again, with how little happened today, I mean, I'm using this Hertz thing. I think it was interesting, and I have a little thesis from it. So I have that. I have some plays that I'm eyeing for tomorrow and how I'm planning to do it, even setting up into the week or the end of the week. And then that's pretty much it. So you guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/the stock market. You could post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. All we ask is you're positive and respectful. And yes, you can even meet a lot of cool people. So I hope to see you there. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watches below. Let us know what you're looking at. You got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below and source that info, baby. But right off the bat, I want you to look at this chart. I already said, just look how it plays out, because when we go into the keys, like I was saying, today was a mixed day and it was visualized. You could really see how we kind of opened up a little bit, then came down, but then we didn't really move more than 300 points round trip. That's like up and down. We closed down 170, but we weren't up more than 150 points at any given time. So today was a very, very mixed bag, and you had a lot of different things. You had real estate data in the morning, and it was decent. Like mortgage applications went up, new builds went down, and then you had more virus cases. Even throughout the day, any of the drops I started, I was looking at when the virus stuff would come out. So again, we would see different drops throughout the day. Like this one was a big one velocity-wise, but it was weird. And then now some people are pointing to this move right here, end of the day, what caused it. And now this is where Hertz pretty much aligns right here with this drop. Then there was some other stuff here. I think it was with Bolton, and then Trump signed a bill related to the Uyghurs and the forced labor with China and all that stuff. But I personally don't think any of those really had too big of, I don't think it was that. I think there's something bigger, or in general, this is still just a digestion move. So I don't really think I could attribute it to any real news event. However, the Hertz thing, that was important. But again, you see how we move. So the main point of all of this is how we set up coming into Friday. Fridays are important. Tomorrow's Thursday, so it's either are we going to get 2 down days coming into Friday, or is it going to be an up day leading into a down day? Or if tomorrow's down really big or small, will that lead to an up day, or are we really going to do nothing? Those are all of the possible scenarios, but it's important because when the volatility starts creeping in, that down Friday, down Monday, I want you guys to pay attention to it, not only when it happens, but try to see it in advance, because if people sell off into Fridays and you see those close red and a big red, and how the market positions into that, again, how you're seeing the market go volatile, then all of a sudden stop today, pay attention to how that sets up. So how we set up into Friday tomorrow, and then leading into Friday and then the weekend, that is going to be important. And then even in that same breath, what it's going to be related to, the main thing I'm going to be watching for as we see stuff develop here. Again, even Powell today, we also saw him. It was really the same stuff. They're still working on stuff, and it seems, I think August, September, you'll really start to see new information or be able to determine the efficacy of the Fed or anything like that. But they love Jerome Powell today. We saw that on the live thing. So the real big thing I'm watching moving forward this week that I think is going to be the most important, even over the weekend, it's going to be global tension. So right now, even today, you had more issues with like Turkey and France, and I think we did sanctions on Iran again, but even in general, you had the South Korea, North Korea thing yesterday. I didn't mention that. Then I mentioned the China, India thing. And you have all of this stuff. It's like popping off at one point. So if anything, I think global tensions and some surprise events like this, that could kind of disrupt the market from this summer mode and kind of pricing and everything. But now the final part, the whole thing of why I titled this video, and I'm gonna make a video on this weekend, but with a different message. But you see Hertz and look at what happened. You know, people were saying a lot. Jim Cramer, again, this wasn't supposed to happen. This is a bankrupt company, but now they got the review, the SEC. So what Hertz tried to do was issue new shares. I mean, I love it. Just in the sense of like the audacity of Wall Street. I mean, Hertz is just like, hey, well, everybody else could do it. Can I do it? The fact that they declare bankruptcy, the company is worthless, and they try to issue $500 million of new shares. And that is because, and this is why all the rich people are getting mad at you, Robinhood people, because what is happening, is that fun? Is that racism? Is that rich and Robinhood? Is that, I'm sorry, I don't want to get there. God bless you. I love you all. But they're getting mad because there shouldn't really be a market value in this company. So again, Carl Icahn he rode this company for a really, really long time. Again, they've already done, you know, the fact that, you know, they've existed before 2016. Again, this is a split or some sort of restructuring, I believe. But Carl Icahn has tried to fix them, but he finally exited the boat and he got out at 80 cents. And then you guys come in here, trade this like you're like, oh, buy the dip, okay. Then just run it up to like 646. All the people who dump this, they're a little bit mad about that. That's my theory in this. But now today, the fact that the SEC stopped them from, they did a review and they said, no, like you can't sell that. No, that's wrong. And even though it kind of held up, it dropped a little bit, but I think this could cause the action because this level of audacity, it's kind of clear now that with the SEC doing that with Hertz, that might send a different signal that what if some of these asset prices, yes, because idiots are buying it or people are just randomly speculating on it and it's giving it a market value, and then there's the liquidity providers, all of this stuff. It's madness, but with the SEC stepping in, that's telling you something. And again, Hertz is a big company. They're stepping in right now. They're doing something that could set precedent because now would that kind of worry some other people? So that's what I'm considering. It's maybe tinfoil or not, but why I'm bringing that up is because nothing really moved the market today. And again, there was Bolton. He's coming out with the book. He was like the former, I forgot what his position was, but he was saying like Trump needed help with the election from China and he asked them for help. And then Trump signed that bill. But I think those were definitely non-events. But SEC action related to Hertz, I'm going to keep my eye on it, but this situation, it's attracted a lot of attention, and again, with the SEC stepping in and a little bit of a market reaction around there, it has my attention and it caught my eye. So watch out for that. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully that helps, but today was an interesting low-key day, so I hope that helps. But let us get into the plays. Right off the bat, I did a few different plays. I did Facebook calls today. We'll go over those plays, but the two plays I didn't mention this yesterday. I wanted to. Remember, I got those 50 Bank of America puts. I believe they just held the value, and banks dropped today. Banks were a leader as far as rotating and coming down, but I want to strangle this. Again, I got time on that play, so now if the banks keep dropping, or even now, I've done this with the Fed before. Every single time after a Fed, usually I've gone after the banks. I've maybe skipped a few sessions here and there, but I like doing this move because the banks usually respond. And then even given just how they've moved lately with everything and their risk on the table with all that, I like how they've been moving. So I grabbed the Bank of America puts yesterday. I'm going to look to get the Bank of America calls. They got a little cheaper today, but not too cheap. So I'm going to be watching out for that. That's the first play I'm going to look for. And then the other play, I'm already in it. Remember, we got this play a month ago, Spotify. I'm holding that. I still have that weekly 230 on the small account. That one's, I think, break even or a little bit down, and that's because I ghetto spreaded it, but I have the July ones. However, I might want to gamble or look for some cheap frogs if Spotify carries the momentum, because Spotify is now at all-time highs above the IPO. That is very, very good. And today you saw a lot of rotation, or even over the last few days, the rotations have continued, at least as far as some of these growth companies. So keep your eye out for that. But those are the two plays I'm going to be looking to make tomorrow. Again, tentative eye on HD, but it kind of ran for me, but it hasn't done anything too crazy. But now I got Facebook calls. I'll go over the exact play, but they had news that they're tweaking like political ads or something like that. So I got them, and they're at a breakout level. They haven't been here in a minute. Again, tech has even been rotating and all that. I really like where they're at. So this is they're near their all-time highs there. So if they break out, especially on good news, it could be good, but it has. I mean, you could see kind of like Amazon, other ones, it's kind of capped up here. So we'll see how this plays out. Maybe this is the limit. I don't know, but those are the plays I got. What I did grab on them, I grabbed June 26th, next week's. I got 5 of them for 14 cents, so I spent $70. I really wasn't like too fully confident in it. Again, I just liked it. I said, well, if there's momentum and it's up there, they had that news, it was far at the money. I'm thinking either extrinsic or, again, if it just broke out and surprised, the market can go crazy. That's even the same logic with Spotify, and even now, you saw it earlier today, BYND. We didn't make that play, but we got it yesterday. Those plays doubled up this morning. It was looking good. BYND broke past the a real big resistance point again, and it's going to do the same thing here where it's going to break out and reach all-time highs, but it didn't and came down, but I'm still in those. But the company that did do it that we really like is Spotify. So again, I've been talking about this, and ironically enough, it does it the day after the drip tape is released. So Spotify's breaking out there. I really, really, really like it at this point. So that's why I said I'm even going to be eyeing this one, even on the short term, if it does go crazy. So watch them. Those were the only other plays I made today besides the Facebook. Again, going to be looking at the Bank of Americas, and you can see they outpaced. They dropped 2.6%. So we barely dropped on the markets. And even in the morning, the banks were lagging on the way down. So I'm going to look for the calls. We're going to be writing the puts out, and then I'm going to keep my eye out for some of the medical stuff. Again, there was some drug news the other day. There's even positive news or like remdesivir trial, but it got a negative reaction today. So I saw that on Guild. Chip makers did good. I'm just watching Hertz just for the news. I don't think I'm going to play it. I'm going to be watching the BYND. Again, like I said, NVIDIA and the chip makers. And then where was it? Microsoft. This is the one I like because, again, they're kind of like Facebook too. They're at those all-time highs. They're at a really, really good level. And again, they've been uniquely positioned to succeed in the middle of everything going on, surprisingly. But that put we had, it held its value, the puts that we got on it, even though they went up. So we pretty much have that weird little strangle on it. So I'm going to be holding that through, but I'm still holding those plays. But if Microsoft doesn't move, you will get clapped on that. So although it's holding up, that's the problem with even like Facebook, any of these. If it just stays like this, we will lose on both sides. That's the problem of responding to volatility, getting a call or a put, and doing some of these strangles. So keep that in mind and watch those. But still got those still in the LQDs, HYGs. They came down a little bit, and this is a little surprising, but pay attention. Look at how much the volume dropped today. That's what I said is the key on all this. Again, you don't see it. I feel like they're alternating because, again, HYG had more volume yesterday. Now it just got cut in half pretty much. But then you go look at LQD. They had selling volume still at a pretty high level, but the volume was a little bit higher when yesterday they were lower. But that is going to be the key to watch with those. Again, TLT now, you could see they're holding this level. Watch them. The dollar was good again, and now you could see, wow, TLT kind of reflects the dollar. Again, the dollar was just like a more stable version of TLT, more or less. So still in that, still holding it, and that's why I said, how we ride out the rest of the week, and if there's any other news events, we got to watch out for that, but that is going to be the main driver. But a little bit of patience, balancing the budget, get ready. A lot of things are happening, but it's still summer, and we still got a lot to do. Well, welcome, baby. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you in the game, baby. What's yours is yours. You're gonna get it even if there's some issues. I think Uncle said any weather, baby. You gotta focus, control the budget, and watch the news. Remember, it's better to be late than wrong. But the cult loves you. I love you. I'm gonna see you in the morning. Let's go.